Silence isn't just the absence of words, it's a weapon. When you go no contact, you don't just leave their life. You strip away their safety net, their control, their ability to feed off your emotions. They thought you'd always be there, waiting, hoping, an option. But now, the silence is suffocating. Why haven't you reached out? Why aren't you breaking like they expected? Suddenly, they're questioning everything. They never realized what they had. Until now, when it's gone. No contact isn't just ignoring them. It forces them to sit with their choices. They thought they had power, but your silence proves otherwise. They assumed you'd chase, fix, beg, but you do nothing. And that imbalance, it's driving them insane. This is how you win, not with words, not with arguments, but with silence. The more they pretend not to care, the more your absence consumes them. Today we're breaking down why no contact messes with their mind, why it makes them obsess, and how you can use it to reclaim your power. Drop this in the comments. My silence is my power, and they feel it. Let's begin. Fact number 1. The unfinished story haunts them. Closure. It's a luxury you don't miss until it's gone. Most people expect an ending, a last conversation, a final argument. But no contact? It denies them that privilege. It leaves them stuck, trapped in a story with the last chapter missing. And that's psychological torture. The mind craves resolution. Without it, thoughts spiral, doubt festers. They don't get to justify their actions. They don't get to hear your side. They don't even know if you still think about them. And that uncertainty, it eats away at them. At first, they pretend they don't care, convince themselves they've moved on. But silence lingers. It forces them to relive moments, dissect conversations, search for answers they'll never get. Did I make a mistake? Were they happier without me? Have they forgotten me? That last thought? Unbearable. People can handle anger, tears, even hatred. But indifference? That destroys them. Your silence proves their role in your life is over. No more control, no more power over your emotions. And when someone who once held all the cards suddenly feels powerless, it shakes them to their core. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And now, their thoughts are painted with regret. No contact ensures they are the ones left waiting, questioning, haunted by what they can never finish. And you walk away with your peace, your dignity, your power. Drop this in the comments. I am the chapter they will never finish. Fact number 2. Their ego can't handle your silence. Most people leave relationships feeling superior. They assume you'll crumble, drowning in regret, lost without them. It feeds their ego, convinces them they mattered more than they did. But silence shatters that illusion. No chasing, no desperate messages, no proof that their absence destroyed you. At first, they think you're playing a game, waiting for them to reach out. But time passes. No texts, no social media breadcrumbs, no cracks in your resolve. Panic sets in. They start watching, searching for signs that you're still hurting. A sad post, a cryptic lyric, anything to confirm their importance. But they find nothing. Instead of falling apart, you thrive. And that is unbearable. Your silence isn't just an absence, it's a statement. I don't need you. I've outgrown you. Their mind spirals. Maybe you're faking it, maybe it's all an act. But deep down, they know the truth. You moved on, and they lost something valuable. Titus once said, "True wealth isn't about having more, but needing less." And your greatest power? You don't need them. Not their closure, not their validation, not their regret. Now, drop this affirmation in the comments. I owe them nothing. Not my attention, not my pain, not my time. Fact number 3. The void you left behind is deafening. They thought you'd always be there, always caring, always checking in, always proving your loyalty. But now, the space you once filled is a gaping hole they can't ignore. The good morning texts, the late night talks, the way you understood them better than they understood themselves. Those weren't small things. They were the foundation of their comfort. And now, that foundation is gone. At first, they felt relief, convinced themselves they'd be better off. Maybe they even thought you'd come running back. But then, silence. And silence is brutal. It strips away illusions, forcing them to face what they lost. They try to drown it out, New relationships, distractions, endless noise. But emptiness lingers, because no one else makes them feel seen the way you did. No one else replaces the security they once took for granted. Loneliness isn't just being alone. It's feeling invisible, unimportant, disconnected. And that's what your absence has done, held up a mirror to the reality they refuse to face. You were their emotional home, and now they're wandering, searching, realizing too late that no one else will ever care quite like you did. And that truth, it's inescapable. Your silence says everything they never wanted to hear. Fact number 4. The harder they try to move on, the more they think about you. Here's the paradox. What we resist persists. They swore they wouldn't miss you, convinced themselves you were replaceable. But now, every distraction, every date, every scroll through social media, every night out, only pulls them back to you. At first they don't notice, but then the comparisons start. No one makes them feel the way you did. Conversations lack depth. Laughter feels forced. They act like they've moved on, but in silence, one question haunts them. Why can't I stop thinking about you? This is the power of no contact. You don't chase. You don't reach out. You let their own mind turn against them. Your absence plants a thought they can't shake. They lost something real. They try to fill the void, but every new face reminds them of what they took for granted. The way you listened, the effortless connection, the moments they never appreciated. And the truth sets in, no one else compares. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." And right now, their thoughts are consumed by you. They might post, pretend, play it cool, but deep down, they're running from a past that won't let go. You are unforgettable, not because you forced them to remember, but because you walked away with dignity, leaving them to battle their own regrets. And that's a fight they can't win. Now, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am unforgettable, and they feel it. Fact number 5. They start overanalyzing your every move. When you were in their life, they had certainty. They knew you cared. They took your predictability for granted. You'd always respond, always try to fix things. But now, you're a mystery. And for someone who once felt in control, that's unbearable. The moment you go silent, their mind turns against them. Every unanswered question becomes an obsession. Why haven't you texted? Are you with someone else? Did you ever love them at all? They start digging, watching your social media, rereading old messages, asking mutual friends, anything to decode what's going on in your head. But the worst part? The more they search, the less they find. And that drives them insane. No closure, no reaction, just silence. So, their mind fills in the blanks with fear. What if you're happier without them? What if you've already replaced them? This is why no contact is so powerful. It's not about what you say, it's about what you don't. Your absence forces them to sit with their own guilt, insecurity, regret, a storm they never saw coming. They start posting cryptic quotes, hinting at missing you, pretending they've moved on, but none of it is real. It's all for you, a desperate attempt to get a reaction. Because when someone is left in the dark, they'll do anything for a flicker of light. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And right now, their imagination is torturing them, creating scenarios, replaying the past, trying to figure out where they lost control. But here's the truth. Their overthinking is not your problem. Their regret, their confusion, that's their battle. Your silence is not cruelty, it's a boundary, a statement that says, I am no longer part of this game. And that realization, that's what's truly breaking them. Fact number 6, their pride is stopping them, but it's destroying them inside. It's not that they don't miss you, they do. It's not that they don't want to reach out, they do. But doing so would mean admitting the unthinkable. They were wrong. Pride convinces people to wear masks, to act indifferent while every fiber of their being screams the opposite. They tell themselves they don't care, but deep down, they're waiting. Waiting for you to break first, to give them an excuse to come back without swallowing their ego. But here's the problem. They underestimated you. They thought you'd crack, thought time was on their side. But every silent day is a reminder that they miscalculated. And that's where the suffering begins. They scroll through old messages, hover over your name, debate sending something, anything. But then, pride pulls them back. What if you ignore them? What if you reject them? The fear of humiliation keeps them trapped in their own torment. Maybe they convince themselves that staying silent means they still have power, but deep down, they know the truth. Pride isn't strength. It's a prison. It's keeping them stuck while you move forward, unbothered. This is why no contact is so powerful. It forces them to battle their own demons, to sit with the knowledge that they could fix this, if only they let go of their pride. The irony? The longer they hold on, the more unreachable you become. The person they once thought they could return to is gone, and when they finally swallow their pride, it might already be too late. Now, drop this affirmation in the comments. Their pride is their problem, not mine. Fact number 7. The final blow? You've outgrown them. They thought you'd stay frozen in time, waiting, hoping, stuck in the past. They were wrong. Instead of breaking, you evolved. The pain? You turned it into power. The silence? You used it to rebuild. Now, you're stronger, wiser, untouchable. And that's the real heartbreak. Not just losing you, but losing access to who you've become. The version of you who tolerated their mixed signals, their games, their excuses, gone. They never imagined a day where you wouldn't care. But now, when they look at you, it hits like a tidal wave. They didn't just lose you, they lost the privilege of knowing you. They were comfortable with the old you because it served them. You were too patient, too forgiving, too willing to put them first. But now, you've rewritten your story. You control your happiness, and nothing unsettles them more than seeing you thrive without them. This is the moment reality crashes down. They didn't just lose a person, they lost an opportunity, a chance to grow with you, to witness your transformation. And that regret, it will haunt them. At first, they'll think they can win you back, say the right words, make the right promises. But then, they see it, the shift, your silence, the way you no longer react. And that's when they know, this isn't just no contact, this is a door they can never reopen. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, and now, your thoughts aren't about them. They no longer take up space in your mind. You've moved forward, they're stuck in the past. So remember this, your silence is your power. They expected you to crumble. Instead, they're the ones left questioning, regretting, suffering. No contact was never about making them chase. It was about making yourself free. If this video resonated, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And never forget, you don't need their validation. You don't need closure. You are your own source of strength. Stay focused, stay unshakable, and I'll see you in the next one.